Good evening. After much consideration, I have determined that the new NXT Women's Champion will be decided in a fatal four-way that will take place at NXT TakeOver Houston. We already know one of those competitors, and that is the lady that won the Mae Young Classic, Kairi Sane. Starting in 2 weeks, there will be a series of matches, and the winners of those matches will go on to take the other 3 spots in the fatal four-way. I'm really looking forward to seeing who rises to the occasion, and I wish all the ladies the best of luck.
WWE NXT General Manager William Regal kicks off the show with a major announcement. Welcome to NXT! Let's see. NXT Tag Team Champions, it's SAnitY storming the ring from all corners of the NXT arena. What's going on here?
Lord only knows they come in force. Not good news.
Now you guys want to come in here and you want to make your mark. Well, you're looking at the group that wrote the book on making a mark. You're gonna find out that in this universe, time and space, well, it doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. What matters is the chaos. The only thing for sure is change. And tonight, Adam Cole, I'm gonna take you to the edge of SAnitY.
Eric Young telling Adam Cole that he is going to take him to the edge of a SAnitY. It has been said that chaos is a ladder, and guys, SAnitY stands on the top rung in NXT's Game of Thrones. That's the same spot the destabilizing force led by Adam Cole wants to be.
Well, Adam Cole's a manipulator. He knows how to stir the pot. This dude has been a champion almost his entire career, and you can expect him to find a way to be a champion here in NXT.
And also tonight, we'll see NXT's resident knockout artist Kassius Ohno look to continue his winning ways when he takes on former Cruiserweight Classic competitor Fabian Aichner in Aichner's NXT TV debut. But now it's time to kick things off with singles action with a seemingly unstoppable juggernaut, Lars Sullivan.
The following contest in Schedule 4 will fall, making his way to the ring from Denver, Colorado, weighing 303 pounds, Lars Sullivan!
Well, it's obvious that NXT's rock golem Lars Sullivan possesses the it factor. And just like in the movie It, Percy, Sullivan treats his foes like Pennywise treats kids.
What he is, an extremely determined individual with the capability to tear a man apart.
Our Christy St. Cloud is standing by with Oni Lorcan.
Oni Lorcan, you're just moments away from facing Lars Sullivan. What's going through your mind?
I don't like Lars. And I don't like the fact that he thinks he can do what he wants to guys like No Way Jose. Screw that. Let's see what Lars can do to Oni Lorcan.
weighing 190 pounds, Oney Lorcan!
And the battle-tested Lorcan may not be as big as Lars Sullivan, but guys, his heart sure is.
It certainly is. Did you hear what he said? Let's see what Lars can do to me. What kind of a man says, what can Sullivan do to me?
We've seen Oney Lorcan tested time and time again, but if you ask me, this is his biggest challenge to date.
In more ways than one, the bell goes. Lars Sullivan squaring off with Oney Lorcan.
Lorcan clearly giving up some size to the bigger Sullivan.
Oh, and there's the brute strength on display of Lars Sullivan as he just leveled Oney Lorcan. Deadlift pickup, a couple of reverse elbows by Lorcan breaks the mighty grip of Lars Sullivan. Oh! Beautiful drop kick executed by Lorcan, but look at Sullivan!
Lars just shook it off like it was nothing.
That drop kick barely fazed Sullivan. And he pushes forward.
Lorcan pushes Sullivan off, hoping to get a couple of moments respite. Oh! Big forearm smash by Lorcan. Full head of steam! And he finally takes Sullivan off the apron.
I can't believe Lars is still on his feet.
Jumping!
Oh my God!
Sullivan catches Lorcan in midair. Oh!
My
Rib cage first across the apron.
I still can't believe what I just saw.
Lorcan flying over the top rope, but somehow Sullivan was able to catch him and then drop him. Boom! Chest first on the apron.
Somebody sent for the St. Bernards. Lorcan buried under that corner avalanche from Lars Sullivan.
Oney's in a bad spot right now.
Whoa! Oh, European uppercut, and yet that just barely rattles Lars Sullivan. What a physical presence. But don't discount the grit, the determination of Oney Lorcan.
Oh my word!
I think it's just making Lars angry.
Slap after slap, waking a sleeping giant perhaps.
A series of open palm strikes by Lorcan, running European uppercut that barely budges Sullivan.
This is what we see from Lorcan. He doesn't give up, he doesn't quit.
Turning
Man.
Lorcan inside out with that lethal lariat. We are not talking about a mere mortal when we talk about Lars Sullivan.
Lorcan can barely move.
Side spine buster. Lars Sullivan dispatches Oney Lorcan in impressive
Here's
fashion.
your winner, Lars Sullivan.
But again, Oney Lorcan had the guts to step up and face Lars Sullivan, Nigel. And Oney Lorcan, one of the toughest superstars on the NXT roster.
There's no question about it. He stood up to Sullivan and gave his all, but at the end, just not enough. Let's take a look now. Here we would see Lorcan fly, but just not enough body weight. Caught him strong. And then coming off the ropes. Oh! Nearly managed to knock the larger man down. And that was it. Turned him inside out. Finally picking up Lorcan. Look at the angle and look at the momentum. Hooks a leg, but he didn't need to. That was enough to beat Lorcan.
There have been many big men that have dominated sports entertainment. But the speed, the agility of this behemoth, Lars Sullivan, is something to behold.
Oney Lorcan can hold his head high. He gave it everything inside that ring, but again, Lars Sullivan just too much.
Oh no.
Wait a second.
Come on now.
He's not done.
It's been established that Sullivan does not play well with others, but enough is enough. And
hey.
Danny Burch has seen enough. The rival of Oney Lorcan coming down to ringside to...
Let go. You son. Come on.
Well, the governor, Danny Burch, had seen enough.
He just saved Oni Lorcan from even more punishment from Lars Sullivan.
Anytime, this is Lars Sullivan territory.
And speaking of punishment, hey, our own Kayla Braxton is standing by with Ruby Riot as she's looking to dish out her own punishment on NXT's Mean Girls, the iconic duo Peyton Royce and Billie Kay.
I'm here with Ruby Riot, and Ruby, after what happened 2 weeks ago, the iconic duo has requested a rematch with you and your friend, Nikki.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Kayla. Nikki Cross is the farthest thing from my friend, and I still don't even know why she showed up in that match a couple weeks ago, and I haven't even seen her since then. In the past, whenever I see Nikki Cross, she's trying to punch me in the face. But if Billie and Peyton want to fight, I'm happy to give them a fight. And if Nikki Cross decides to show up again, I have nothing to do with it. But she better stay out of my way.
I'm not gonna back down from anybody. I worked too hard to let this slip through my hands. I'm in the ring to bring total destruction.
They're gonna know that's a legitimate badass in there.
I'm gonna go in full force.
And I'm gonna rip them apart.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 650 pounds, Tucker Knight, Otis Dozovich, Heavy Machinery!
Yeah, Tucker Knight and Otis Dozovich, a walking cake party, but once that bell rings, Percy, Heavy Machinery morphs into a powder keg ready to decimate its opposition.
Yo, Mo, these dudes don't mess around. They told me they bought a deep freezer so they could store 450 pounds of meat if they lost power during the storm some time ago.
Stakes and weights for the former NXT Tag Team title challengers. Of course, they have their sights set on another opportunity to become the top tag team in NXT. Well, goes their opponents, Demetrius Bronson and Patrick Scott, and it will be Scott, the youngster, 4 years in sports entertainment, trained by Steve Corino. He will begin against Tucker Knight.
And again, a huge weight disparity now. Oh,
Wow, big hip toss by Knight.
goes to a simple wrist lock. Now, both these guys obviously have fantastic amateur backgrounds. Haven't really seen them use them a lot. More relying on their strength and size advantage.
Oh, look at this, look at this.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Tucker Knight, a two-time state runner-up in high school wrestling. Also earned a degree in accounting from Arizona State, so possesses a high ring IQ and a high IQ period. I don't know about Patrick Scott's IQ right now.
Oh, no.
Double trapped arm suplex, but threw him to his own corner and making the right choice, tapping in. Demetrius.
Drop toe hold to the former NFL football player, Demetrius Bronson. Spent time with Seattle and Miami. The tag now made. In comes
He looks like a kicker compared to these two.
He's actually a highly touted running back, and no, but he gets run over by Heavy Machinery.
Oh, no. Demetrius Bronson needs some offensive linemen right about now to protect him.
Diving headbutts in stereo by Heavy Machinery.
Nice way to evade.
Bronson showing some of his athleticism, trying to ground the big man, Otis Dozovich.
Wasn't going to hold on to that rear chin lock for too long.
Whoa, dynamic drop kick by Bronson. And another one, and it still doesn't take Dozovic off his feet.
Oh, this
third
so
time
powerful.
the charm? Nope.
Look how strong this guy is.
Beautiful overhead release, belly-to-belly suplex by Dozovic.
But again, throwing him to his own corner. Oh! Perhaps he just wants to have it hit.
Yeah, instead it's Patrick Scott being thrown to the wolves in the form of heavy machinery. Again, couple of fractures of that. Enjoying the line of work. Big elbow drop by Dozovic, driving the air out of the lungs of Patrick Scott.
Heavy machinery operating like a well-oiled machine out there.
Oh, and another corner avalanche by Dozovic. I can't believe Scott is still standing. Gorilla press slam by Knight.
Oh, this could be it.
Oh, no. Come on.
Heavy machinery does it in dominant fashion.
Here are your winners, Heavy Machinery.
It's like the two big boys are building some momentum. When they get rolling, they are hard to stop.
Heavy machinery ran through their opponents, and they have their sights set on once again challenging for the NXT Tag Team titles.
Let's take a look at how this went down. Look at the strength there as Dozovic throwing Bronson near 3/4 away across the ring. And then finally, a double man compactor. Crushing both opponents. Easily getting a 3 count. Heavy machinery, dominant certainly, continuing to bulldoze their way towards hopefully another title opportunity in the future.
Well, opportunity seems to be the word of the day. Let's take a look at what happened earlier today at the WWE Performance Center while NXT General Manager William Regal was addressing the media.
Mr. Regal, what can we expect from TakeOver Houston?
With the success of TakeOver Brooklyn, that's when my job gets difficult because I have to keep coming up with things that... Excuse me, Johnny. I got your message about getting a rematch with Andrade Cien Almas, and I've taken it into consideration, and in 2 weeks you will have that match.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Regal.
You will.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you. Sorry, back about Houston. So this is where I have to come up with new ideas, and I've got something special that I think you're going to really like.
Oh wow, what an announcement. Johnny Wrestling is getting his rematch, and he'll be looking to leave his mark here at NXT. And speaking of making your mark, the entire NXT Women's Division has been buzzing ever since Asuka vacated her NXT Women's Championship. Now tonight, we will see Liv Morgan and Vanessa Bourne not only compete for the victory, but also for a chance to prove they deserve an opportunity at becoming the next NXT Women's Champion. And guess what? That match is next.
Connor's Cure raises money and awareness to help fight pediatric cancer.
With the V Foundation, we're going to be spreading the funding for research to all the top scientists throughout the country.
The WWE has said we don't want another child to suffer.
We made a commitment to help as many kids and their families as we possibly can in this fight against pediatric cancer.
Together, we can all kick cancer's butt.
Welcome back to NXT. September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and this is the last week to join WWE in supporting Connor's Cure and pediatric cancer research. For the last month, WWE superstars have been wearing pieces from the new Connor's Cure collection on WWEshop.com, including an exclusive line of shirts, sweatshirts, pins, and of course, the original Connor's Cure bracelet. Purchase your Connor's Cure merchandise today at WWEshop.com, and while you're there, you can also bid on a one-of-a-kind golden ring apparel worn by your favorite WWE superstars. And 100% of the proceeds will go directly to Connor's Cure for the fight against pediatric cancer. Go now and support tomorrow's superstars today. Now, before we get back to the action, let's take a look at what happened earlier today when Christy St. Cloud caught up with Roderick Strong.
Now you've been granted an NXT championship opportunity facing Drew McIntyre. In what ways are you preparing?
What ways am I preparing? I'm preparing in the same ways that I do for every other match. I train like this could be my last chance. And do you know why I do that? I do that because I strive to be the very best, not just for my family, but for myself. And Drew knows that about me. When I looked at him, right in his eyes, I rattled him. I saw it. And he wants to talk about that he's gonna knock me out. But he knows, as much as he would try, Roderick Strong is the guy that keeps getting back up, that keeps moving forward. And that fear is nothing. You see, I've worked my whole life for this. I've battled for this. And I've been close before, but the outcome this time is gonna be different. And you know what that difference is? That difference is the fact that I know I'm indestructible, and I will never stop. And he doesn't have the tenacity to beat me. Now, Drew, I could say this is all about business, but all business is personal. But the best business is very personal. Look into my eyes, Drew. Look very, very close, because I'm only going to say this one time. I'm going to come at you with everything I have, and nothing is going to stop me until I hear the words, and new NXT champion, Roderick Strong.
And like Strong said, that opportunity is happening next week, right here on NXT. But now, it's time for NXT Women's Division action.
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan!
Hey, if any of you guys want to get married anytime soon, I don't think you might know this, but Liv Morgan's an ordained minister. How about that?
That's pretty fantastic.
I do.
She is fun-loving, she's vivacious, she's bubbly, she's mischievous, she's angelic, she's gorgeous, she's sporty, she's athletic, she's talented, fellas. I'd like to think I can be subjective, but sometimes you just run out of adjectives.
Inspired by WWE Hall of Famer Lita, one of the commentators of the inaugural Mae Young Classic, Liv Morgan would love to become the next NXT Women's Champion.
Asuka's vacated her title and the girls have gone wild. They're spending extra time in the ring, doing extra squats in the gym. But as for me, I'm just gonna keep doing what I've always done, and that's be LIV, the future of NXT and your next Women's Champion.
And our opponent from Scottsdale, Arizona, Vanessa Bourne!
Vanessa Bourne competed in the inaugural Mae Young Classic, and like every woman on the NXT roster, she has designs on becoming the next NXT Women's Champ.
It's time to give the NXT universe what they want, and that's me, Vanessa Bourne. I already made history once by competing in the Mae Young Classic, and I'm about to make history again by becoming your new NXT Women's Champion.
Liv Morgan and Vanessa Bourne are not the first competitors to make their intentions known for the NXT Women's Championship, and I'm sure they won't be the last. Everyone in the division is looking to make their mark and become the next NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah, Vanessa Bourne is ready to shake that whole cheerleader facade. She's ready to show the world what she's all about.
Collar and elbow tie-up to begin the proceedings. And Nigel, really the entire sports entertainment world still buzzing about the historic Mae Young Classic and, of course, the dominant title reign by the undefeated Asuka as Vanessa Bourne taking liberties with Liv Morgan. But the women are in fuego in NXT right now.
Absolutely. Wait. Look at that.
Wow. Beautiful bridge escape by Borne. Looking for the backslide. Morgan's shoulders are down for a 2.
Looking to sleep behind, yep.
Yeah, standing switch by Liv Morgan, but then she eats a reverse elbow from Borne. Oh, nice matrix escape by Liv Morgan.
Keep in mind, fellas, this is all about opportunities. Mr. Regal has the playing field wide open so anybody can get a chance.
Leaping leg drop by Morgan, goes for the cover, hooks a leg and only gets a 1 count. Of course, both Morgan and Borne would love an opportunity to qualify for the fatal 4-way at TakeOver Houston.
You have to think that William Regal is watching this match avidly.
Crushing forearms to the back by Vanessa Bourne. Snap suplex.
Keeps hold though, straight on top of the mount.
Full mount by Borne and definitely hyper aggressive in this matchup.
Oh man, look at how aggressive she is now. Look at it.
That's an interesting clash of styles here. You'd have to say that Borne is arguably the better athlete, being the cheerleader and a dancer. And of course, she's half Samoan as well, so she's got powerful genetics.
Yeah, but don't let the looks fool you. Both of them former competitive cheerleaders, but they're here to show their dominance as NXT superstars. They want to become the next NXT Women's Champion.
Well, again, she wants to get rid of that. She doesn't want to be known as the cheerleader. She wants to be known as someone who can fight and win in the ring.
She's going to have to match Borne for aggressiveness.
There's a nice
there you go.
boot to the midsection by Morgan. Comes out of the corner, schoolgirl. Shoulders down for a total of 2. Oh, what a running lariat by Vanessa Bourne to turn the tables. Cover! And she garners a 2 count.
Borne has done well, though, by taking the advantage and staying on top.
But she can't let frustration begin to set in. She needs to stay focused, keep her eyes on the prize.
We've seen Borne before hit that trapped arm swinging net breaker.
Drop toe hold right into the middle rope goes Vanessa Bourne. That was unusual and inventive by Liv Morgan. Whatever it takes to turn the tables. Now the O'Connor roll. Shoulders down, but Borne escapes. Oh! Morgan exploding with a running facebuster and a clothesline. A step-up enziguri by Liv Morgan and a kip-up to boot.
Okay.
Living the dream. Oh! Wasn't pretty, but it certainly got the job done. Bourne's in trouble.
Running bulldog by Liv Morgan. Borne face first hits the canvas hard. She doesn't know where she is right now, and Morgan comes off the ropes. Oh,
man.
Double knees to the face. And Morgan vanquishes Borne.
Here's your winner, Liv Morgan.
Let's take a look now how Morgan was able to win here, leaping up and pulling both those knees underneath the jaw of Borne. Nice hook the leg for the 3 count.
So Liv Morgan with an impressive victory over Vanessa Bourne, and hopefully this kind of performance will capture the attention of NXT GM William Regal. Nigel, as you know, Morgan wants to qualify for that fatal 4-way to become the new NXT Women's Champ.
Well, absolutely, and of course, while Liv Morgan is hoping to get the attention of William Regal, it was last week on NXT that the Velveteen Dream did everything he could to get the attention of Aleister Black.
And I know now what I need to do, because the next step
The man who for 15 long years walked through darkness only to be blinded by the light that is your velveteen dream. Your biggest problem is fear.
Wow, if Black hadn't made his feelings clear enough, our cameras caught up with him earlier this week to get his reaction to the Velveteen Dream's interruption.
Aleister Black, could we get your thoughts on Velveteen Dream? In this age of individuality, there's always one that thinks he or she is more unique. There's always one that thinks that they're special. But left to their own devices, they've got nothing left but try and antagonize the horde. But the truth is, they all want recognition. But I refuse to acknowledge a child that holds his breath to get what it wants. I refuse to acknowledge a child that throws a tantrum to get attention. If by being bizarre, Patrick thinks he can get mine, he is rudely mistaken.
Well, strong words there from Aleister Black, and it doesn't seem like he'll be paying any attention to the Velveteen Dream in the near future. But let's refocus on tonight's action. Coming up next, we're going to see the resurging Kassius Ohno as he looks to keep his momentum going when he takes on the upstart Fabian Aichner. Let's take a look at NXT's newest superstar.
Representing Italy.
As soon as I step in that ring, I feel that intensity and that aggression and that passion. It's always been a part of me.
Fabian Aichner!
Aichner is one of the strongest men in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Look at Aichner showing off his athleticism.
He's the bigger, more powerful man.
The power can also be athletic. Wow!
Talk about the unexpected.
I can't just go in there and go easy on my opponent. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to go all out.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from South Tyrol, Italy, weighing 220 pounds, Fabian Aichner!
Well, a picture says 1,000 words, and Percy, if you watched the inaugural Cruiserweight Classic, you will have noticed that Fabian Aichner has bulked up considerably since making the 205-pound weight limit. He was impressive in the Cruiserweight Classic, but now he wants to rule the heavyweight division.
Oh yeah, he's certainly no cruiserweight now. I heard he deadlifted 755 pounds just last week. The guy's impressive.
And his opponent, from Dayton, Ohio, weighing 260 pounds, Kassius Ohno!
And now that Kassius Ohno has exercised his own personal demon in the form of Hideo Itami, he is, well, focused on the main prize in NXT.
And it's certainly the NXT Championship, currently held by Drew McIntyre. This will no doubt be a big test for Ohno as well.
But it's a major test for Fabian Aichner, who wants to be known as the next level. Can he take it to the next level against Kassius Ohno?
Aichner's from Italy, was originally trained by Alex Riot, who you may recognize from WCW, son of famed German legend Stephen Wright as well.
Yeah, but Aichner's going to have to do a lot more than dancing to gain the victory tonight against Kassius Ohno.
Ohno is an absolute student of the game, traveled all over the world, every style this man knows intimately.
And he remains a student of the game, Percy, spending countless hours of his limited free time studying tapes of various styles of sports entertainment from around the world.
Extremely high in-ring IQ. The guy can do it all.
And there's that cravat immediately employed by Ohno. Snapmare takeover right into the cover for a 1 count. Beautiful escape into the armbar by Aichner, showing his speed.
Did you see how quickly he came out of it? Snapmare, but he was back up on his feet before Ohno. Keeping hold of that armbar now.
Keep in mind, Fabian's a guy who's really dedicated to his craft. Back home, he had to drive 4 hours one day just to go train because there was no facility in his hometown.
Wow,
well, he's from Europe, and there was a devastating European uppercut by Aichner.
Dropped Ohno with one of them. Ooh.
And the big boot from Ohno sends Aichner crashing to the outside. What's the big man have in store for Aichner? Wow. Camradona con hero by Aichner on Ohno. Are you sure these two are heavyweights?
265 pounds of Ohno, up, round, and down across the knee of Aichner. This man's impressive.
Flying around like cruiserweights here on NXT. Springboard! Air Aichner flying!
That is nuts!
That is NXT! Wow! High-flying powerhouse Fabian Aichner. Acquitting himself well here against Kassius Ohno, again showing off his power. Delayed vertical suplex. Side press, hooks a leg, and Ohno has to kick out at 2.
2.5, but Ohno looks perhaps like he's in trouble. He is a student of the game. Do you think perhaps, fellas, that maybe he took Aichner a little lightly?
Oh, clubbing forearm by Fabian Aichner. So, Percy, your partner, Mr. McGinnis, asked,
come on, let's go, off the hair, let's go. Wait.
He asked a question, do you think Ohno's taking Aichner a little lightly?
Knowing Kassius Ohno, I don't think he takes any opponent lightly.
Wow, I'm so impressed by the show strength. Nice counter, small package by Ohno. Element of surprise results in a 2 count.
But Fabian Aichner.
Wow, what a European uppercut.
But Fabian Aichner is just good.
Power slam by Aichner. It looked like Ohno was going for a loose-ass press.
Looked like it. I was going to say not enough body weight, but it's there. Aichner just that strong, though.
What a hotly contested, ultra-competitive matchup between Kassius Ohno and Fabian Aichner.
You see Aichner there, he smiled, nodded his head, he's got something in his mind, clearly something from the top rope.
What we got here?
Double springboard, misses with the moonsault!
No water in the pool.
Ohno well scouted that move and allows Aichner to feel the full brunt of that canvas. Oh! Elbow to the top of the head by Ohno. Shotgun kick by Ohno.
Three-quarter Nelson and the knees as well. This is when Ohno is dangerous.
Wow!
Cravat suplex. This could be it for Aichner.
Kassius Ohno is as talented as they come.
Oh,
he got it!
Cyclone kick by Ohno! And Ohno defeats a very game Aichner.
Here's your winner, Kassius Ohno.
Speaking of talent, he didn't even have to go to the rolling elbow. He just caught him with that big boot. He's got so much offense.
Oh, there are many arrows in the quick of Kassius Ohno.
There's no doubt, but let's take a look at one of those arrows now as we get a chance to see how Ohno managed to win this. Here it was, early on Aichner, for a guy that size to land both feet on the top rope and nail Ohno with all his body weight. That is impressive. Later on, Ohno would try for the Luthez Prez, but again, too strong from Aichner. The turning point in the match was this, though. A beautiful moonsault off the top. Ohno was nowhere to be found, and then finally out of the corner. Look at the impact. Driving Aichner down. That was enough for the 3 count, but nonetheless, a nice debut for the Italian, Fabian Aichner, but ultimately, the knockout artist, Kassius Ohno, strikes his way to victory. And hopefully for him, a continuing upward trajectory in the singles ranks here in NXT.
Well, it's been a stellar night of action here on NXT TV, and the main event is still to come. Now, earlier tonight, the leader of SAnitY, Eric Young, vowed to take Adam Cole to the brink of sanity in their match, and with so many volatile elements with each of their groups, there is no way this is not going to be an explosive NXT TV in-ring debut for Adam Cole, baby. NXT is brought to you by Rocket League, an award-winning hybrid of arcade soccer and driving. Rocket League is available now for PS4, Xbox One, and Steam PC. Before we get to the main event, our NXT champion Drew McIntyre is standing by with his thoughts on his upcoming NXT title match against Roderick Strong.
Drew McIntyre, NXT General Manager William Regal last week announced that next week you will defend your NXT Championship for the first time, and it will happen in a match against Roderick Strong.
I made myself pretty clear, yeah. If anybody wants an opportunity at the champion, all they have to do is ask. The only guy that stepped up was Roderick Strong. And after he defeated Bobby Roode, he earned that opportunity. I made my way out onto the stage to let him know I was proud of him and I was excited about the match. And all I know is, if he's looking out for number one, then good for him. The only opportunity he has against Drew McIntyre is if he's got his full, undivided attention on me. Roddy is that good that he would be the champion right now. But he lives in Drew McIntyre's time, and next week may be my first defense, but I promise you, it will not be my last.
Well, both the challenger Roderick Strong and NXT champion Drew McIntyre have their own points to make and will stop at nothing to accomplish their respective goals. Next week, the two of them will meet in our main event, but only one man will be able to have his hand raised and be called NXT champion.
So this is my question, fellas. Do you think this will be the very last title opportunity that Roderick Strong gets?
Time will tell, but we know about the opportunity that befell Kairi Sane, and what a sensational performance for the Japanese superstar in the inaugural Mae Young Classic. Let's take a look back at how WWE made history again.
Kairi Sane, her reputation of being a global star has preceded her.
でやっぱりこのメイヤングクラシックっていう偉大なトーナメントに参加できたことを誇りに思いますし。
Their passion, her heart, what an amazing competitor is Kairi Sane.
Oh!
Kairi trying to fight through the pain, fight through the adversity, the challenges of fighting a bigger opponent. Kairi Sane is going to be challenging to deal with. Kairi Sane with the insane elbow. And Kairi Sane has been Shayna Baszler. The littlest dog in the fight comes up big to win the first ever Mae Young Classic.
Well, at NXT TakeOver Houston, the inaugural winner of the Mae Young Classic, Kairi Sane, will make her TakeOver debut in a fatal four-way match for the vacated NXT Women's Championship against 3 opponents that will be decided in the weeks to come right here on NXT TV.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making its way to the ring, accompanied by Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole!
And we are set for the much anticipated NXT TV debut of Adam Cole, representing this opportunistic collective, which includes Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Well, guys, we are in for a treat because this man is as good as he says he is.
But let's keep in mind, we all know what Adam Cole is all about. He gets guys to do his dirty work, but right now, that is not the case. Let's see what he's made of, one-on-one.
How did this place survive without us? Seriously, how did this place go on without you two? Without me? Because, ladies and gentlemen, there's something that I feel in the air that's new. Can you guys feel it? Bobby, can you feel it? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to really, really focus. I want you to close your eyes, take this moment in, and feel it. What you feel is change. What you feel is a shock to the system. What you feel is us. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole. We are untouchable. We are unstoppable. And we are undisputed. And this is our era.
Cole, Fish and O'Reilly are here for business. Let's see what SAnitY has got in store.
The time is almost upon us. The much anticipated in-ring NXT TV debut for Adam Cole is next.
Bring the best each other.
And his opponent, representing the NXT Tag Team Champion SAnitY, Eric Young!
SAnitY stormed the NXT ring to kick off this edition of NXT, and we heard from the maestro of mayhem, Eric Young. He said he was going to take Adam Cole to the edge of SAnitY tonight.
He also said what matters is chaos.
Well, will there be chaos here tonight, and more importantly, who will cause it?
The NXT Tag Team Champions, but the spotlight tonight is on their leader, Eric Young, who has dominated in-ring competition around the world. And he is the welcome committee in NXT for one Adam Cole.
Get them out of the ring. So we don't need... Hey, let's go, Cole. You got to get it in. Let's go.
Now look at the poise of Adam Cole. That's the experience of a champion.
So many combustible elements at ringside. Well, since their debut, Colefish and O'Reilly have used the numbers game to their advantage. But they have to think of a new strategy, as Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf are looking to make this a fair fight.
Fight me, he says.
Double leg takedown and some ground and pound from the veteran Eric Young, who's traveled the highways and byways for nearly 2 decades. He's mauling Cole in the corner. Oh, the opportunistic Cole with a forearm across the face.
Smart.
Reversal on the Irish whip. Back first into the corner goes Eric Young, but
what about the up and over? Cole had it scouted.
Oh! And Cole telegraphing the back body drop results in a swinging neckbreaker, but Young is distracted by Fish and O'Reilly.
Oh, ho, ho. Let's be honest, guys.
Oh! From behind, Adam Cole ambushes Young. And this cauldron of enmity at ringside potentially coming to a boil.
You rarely see Eric Young make a mistake, but you cannot turn your back on the likes of Adam Cole.
It's going to be difficult for the 2 men in the ring to focus on their opponent rather than looking on the outside.
Cole relies on guile, craftiness, and of course he's not above bending or blatantly breaking the rules in order to succeed, Nigel.
Well, Cole, O'Reilly and Fish, they've traveled together. They've been all over the world. It's not just that they've teamed together. They have the same work ethic, the same world view.
And you cannot deny their pedigree as sports entertainers, champions everywhere they have been. As Young gets back up to a vertical base, strafing the rib cage with right hands. but a well-placed knee to the midsection by Cole stops Young in his tracks.
Nice right hand. Oh! Down he goes.
The Gamengiri, the leaping roundhouse kick by Cole pays dividends.
Look at that.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go. You guys got to back it up.
Protecting their mentor, giving him some breathing space.
Put him in or I'll put him in there. Back it up.
Fish and O'Reilly kind of negated now by the rest of SAnitY on the outside.
Cole goes for the back press, hooks a leg, and Young kicks out. The tenacious Cole again with the lateral press.
Forcing Young to expend energy.
His knees to the spine, man.
Tagging on the neck, trying to put a lot more pressure. Make it difficult for Young to breathe. Really laboring there. Take a look on Young's face. Struggling.
Eric Young's got to try to find a way to get to his feet, get some separation, generate some offense.
Full of elbows, oh, a nice forearm.
Oh, and immediately Cole cinches in the rear chin lock again.
Looks like a sleeper hold. It's underneath the jaw.
Oh, that belly to back suplex by Eric Young, and that will buy him a few seconds of respite.
You got to think that was out of sheer desperation on behalf of Eric Young.
Hey,
Cole.
Young first to his feet.
He's coming, he's coming.
Oh, reverse elbow by Young. And Cole's momentum carried him into the impact, and there's a big boot to the face by Young. And he just runs right over Adam Cole. Discus clothesline by Young. Neck breaker. And Eric Young is in fuego here at the NXT arena.
Now Adam Cole has to regroup. What's going through his mind here? Looking for an opportunity.
Another member. Fish and O'Reilly diverting the attention of Young momentarily, and it's breaking down here at ringside between SAnitY and O'Reilly and Fish.
But look on the top rope. What's Eric Young?
Young wiping out O'Reilly and Fish and taking down other members of SAnitY as well as they make the sacrifice for the greater good. Whoa! Cole just ran over Eric Young, back press, and that's it! Cole wins his first NXT
Here's your
TV
winner,
match.
Adam Cole!
Cole just flat out took advantage of all the chaos.
Well, SAnitY likes chaos, right, Percy? Perhaps they got a good dose of their own medicine today.
Eric Young took his eye off the prize and wiped out Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and part of his own team. He should have stayed focused on Adam Cole.
Well, let's see how that happened, Percy. Here it was what you were talking about. Instead of going for Cole, they're opting to take out the guys on the outside, different angle. All the body weight driving down on Fish and O'Reilly, but that would enable Cole to drive that knee. Standing shining wizard almost under the jaw of Young. Give him the advantage to get that win.
And with that victory, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly get one step closer to claiming this era of NXT as their own.